find out the secret to the crispiest onion rings. Check these out. Hey everybody, it's Natasha of NatashasKitchen.com. Today we are making homemade onion rings. This recipe is so easy and they are just so crispy, crunchy, and satisfying. Plus, there's a restaurant quality dipping sauce that you are gonna love. And I'm craving some onion rings, so let's get started. Make sure, if you haven't already, to click below to subscribe, and when you do, click that little bell icon so you'll get notifications every time we post a new recipe and you'll never miss a new one. Plus, we have Sharky hidden in this video somewhere. I think we hid him pretty well today, so let me know in the comments where you've spotted him. And wait, there's more. We have a special guest star in the taste test, so stay tuned. All right, let's make some onion rings. You'll need 1 large yellow onion, or you can use a sweet Vidalia onion. And I find using a serrated knife works easiest for this. Cut off the tip to help you remove the dry outer part of the onion, then slice into thick 1/2-inch rings. Now you'll want to separate the onion rings into individual rings. You can either discard the centers or keep them and put them into some homemade guacamole. Once all of those are separated, we're gonna set them aside and start working on setting up our breading stations. You wanna make sure those onion rings are nice and thickly sliced so the breading has something to hold on to. In the first medium mixing bowl, combine 1 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Stir that together and let it sit for 5 minutes. You're basically making a buttermilk. It'll thicken slightly. Now we're gonna add 1/2 cup of sour cream and whisk that together. Now to make our seasoned flour dip. In a shallow bowl, combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 tablespoon of fine sea salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Whisk that together until it's well combined. All right, that's all there is to it. Now we're just gonna dip the onion rings. Start by dipping your onion rings into the milk mixture, making sure they're well coated. Lift that out using a fork to keep your hands clean and transfer it to the flour mixture. You want to make sure that onion ring is evenly coated, and here's the secret. We're gonna double dip these onion rings. That's how you get restaurant quality, super crispy on the outside onion rings. So take that for another dip in the milk mixture and put it into the seasoned flour one more time. This extra step is quick and easy to do, but it creates an irresistibly crispy outside and also adds more flavor to the onion rings. Repeat that process with the remaining onion rings and transfer them to a serving platter when they're done. Because these fry very quickly, I like to have all of them breaded before I head over to the stove. Unless you have a deep fryer, I recommend using a large heavy pot such as a Dutch oven for even heat conduction. Also, whenever you're frying food, it's smart to keep a thermometer attached to the pot so you can keep an eye on the temperature of the oil. This is so important for fried foods because if the oil gets too hot, you can burn your food, and if it's too cool, the food will absorb extra oil and seem greasy. I'll share a link to my thermometer in the recipe notes. Add enough oil so you have 1 inch in the pot. Heat that over medium heat to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, then add a single layer of onion rings. Use a fork to help you drop them in carefully, and make sure you drop in the onion rings facing away from you, just in case there's any splatter. My pot usually fits about 3 to 4 onion rings. We're gonna cook those in hot oil for about 3 minutes, flipping halfway, and fry until the exterior is crisp and a light golden brown. Once they're done, use tongs to transfer them to a paper towel-lined plate to soak up any excess grease. Continue cooking the onion rings in batches until they're all fried. If you don't have a thermometer, another way to tell when the oil is hot enough is when you add the onion rings to the oil, it should sizzle. Also, if they're browning too quickly, you may need to reduce the heat. Ooh, crisp and crunchy homemade onion rings. There is nothing better. And I love to eat these when they're hot and crisp, so we're gonna get to making that amazing dipping sauce right away because I am not patient enough. Okay, here we go. This is so easy. It just comes together in a bowl. You'll need half a cup of real mayo, also 1/4 cup of sour cream, 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 teaspoons of creamy horseradish sauce or substitute with your favorite hot sauce to taste. Then add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, half a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of ground paprika. Just whisk, whisk, whisk until it is well combined and blended, and you've got yourself an awesome blossom sauce, all right? Restaurant style. It's perfect for onion rings, but it's also really good for French fries and super good in burgers. By the way, you can put onion rings in burgers and it is like next level. If you want to impress somebody, try that. Okay, so we've got our onion rings plated and look at this dazzling pile. Pile, that's a good word. All right, just pour that in. We're gonna serve that with the onion rings. All right, we are ready for this taste test. This looks so good. And we have somebody who has been very impatiently waiting to join me. Drum roll, please. Come on. Please welcome David to the show. All right, jump in. Pick your onion ring and take a dunk. What do you think? All right, I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna join you.
It's very flavorful. I love the crunchy outside.
Let's see. Oh. So crisp. And the onion inside is perfectly tender. And I love how double dipping the onion ring like that actually forms a really nice, thick, and super satisfying crust. This is so good, so good. And they reheat well in the air fryer, just in case they cool down. What do you think of that sauce?
It's incredible. I love the texture and how it tastes to the tongue.
Kind of sweet and tangy because it's got that barbecue sauce, and the actual batter in the onion rings tastes really good because it's seasoned. So you don't need to, do the usual sprinkling of salt. It actually has a lot of flavor built into these. Even if you serve them without a dipping sauce, they're just delicious. All right, we're gonna go enjoy the rest of these. And
don't forget to recommend us to your family and friends because it helps out the channel a lot.
It sure does. Okay, let's go eat these.
Yep.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. Hey, what? Get back here. David, please don't make noise. Let's start over. And we have someone who's been wait, I'm gonna do it again.
Wow.
Shh.